Hey guys, back on the channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing everything I've drawn so far. So, initially, I was going to come back to YouTube with a brand new video, but I feel like the best way would be to do a sort of an update video and a recap of everything I've done in the past. Just may have dropped everything I own. Okay, first up, this one, if you have seen my National Portfolio Day, you've seen this is the prompt for school was a contour line drawing, and basically I wanted to do a spin on it because traditionally a lot of people were doing still lifes, and so I wanted to do something a little bit more action, and I think perspective can be really enhanced with contour line drawings because you have like the bigger lines up here with the buildings that are closest to the point of view, and then you have like these buildings back here that get like really light and have small lines. So yeah, this was the first piece I did this school year, and yeah, I'm happy with it. Okay, now this boy is it's interesting. So this was the it used to be RISD's bike prompt drawing, but we still do it at school. And it's just draw a bike in any way, shape, or form you want. So me wanting to be cool and edgy, I decided to my initial idea was to like have like a portal situation, and like each like hole in the paper was like looking into a different part of the bike. I mean, that sort of worked out, but eventually it was just like a bike getting just torn apart and like showing off all the different parts instead of like a traditional sense. And then I have this black piece of paper to help sell the illusion that it's coming out, like of this like teared paper right here. So that's that. Alright, this one I definitely haven't mentioned before. This was a self-portrait drawing. So I have mixed feelings about this one. I like it in concept, but in execution, I think it could have been better. It was supposed to be like a showing of school, like hanging on. I know, a little bit dramatic, but I thought it was a cool idea. I feel like the facial features aren't that bad, but like the actual proportions of the body could have been worked on. So yeah. Next, art. This is relatively new. These are prints that I did. I don't know if any of you are familiar with relief printing, but basically you take a sheet of like rubber, I forget what the actual name of the material is, but yeah, you take a piece of rubber and you have all these different carving tools, and you basically cut out the negative space that you don't want to have ink on, and then you do either one layer or multiple, and you put it through this press and you get an image. So this is a multi-layer print, and I wanted to do a tiger. So this is how it ended up coming out. Yikes. So this was the first one, and the cool thing about prints is that you can do multiple colors and multiple copies. So I ended up doing 10 in all. I have some in various places. So this one's silver, as opposed to the orange and black. This one's golden, like with red eyes, and like on teal paper. And this one's blue, just because, you know, gotta spice it up. Next. Oh, cool. You know that song that goes like that? I can't get it out of my head. This is was my take on a vanitas. So this was another in-school prompt. Basically what a vanitas is, I believe it's an Italian word. It's just a fancy word for like a drawing that someone has done for them, either when they've died or they're going to die. So it usually has a symbol of death in it, and like everything that was important to them or like represented them. So like people would have like, you know, if they were a gardener, a flower, a vase, maybe a picture of their family, and like a skull showing that they gonna die. So I didn't really have the symbol of death in mind. I just kind of put like everything that I thought was cool or had inspired me. So we got like, why did I put a watermelon in there? I really don't know. I don't even like watermelon that much. I think it's a little overrated. So yeah, I put in YouTube symbol, Spidey, Iron Man, Rick and Morty portal, some glasses, I don't know why, a Lego bocce ball, my Mac Mini, because I'm kind of an Apple fanboy. A spaceship, I really liked those when I was younger. I wanted to be an aerospace engineer for a while, and then I was like, can't do math. Eraser, some meteorites, because why not? Some cityscapes, because I just like the look of New York and stuff. A shark, I liked sharks when I was younger. A Dragon Ball, obviously, because you know. And then I had like a silhouette of my, not a silhouette, I don't even know what you would call that, of my face. Oh, and my Apple Pencil for all my digital drawings. Let's just set that down. YouTube. Alright, next one. Boom. This is a 5-point perspective drawing. So, again, don't know if any of you guys know about perspective drawings, but usually you have 1-point perspective. That's just a square. Hopefully I do something in post, or else it's just gonna look weird. Then you have 2-point perspective, which basically means you have a horizon line, 2 dots, and then whatever object you're drawing has to have the correct perspective according to those dots, which gives it a more believable effect, or more of a 3D look. Then you have 3-point perspective. Basically, now you have a second angle, so you can adjust the perspective of looking up at something or down. And then 3-point perspective is pretty much all you should ever have to go in an actual drawing, but they do have 5-point perspective, along with 4. So basically this gives it like a fisheye distorted look, which I thought was pretty cool. So basically there's a line in the center, which all the objects are being drawn towards. And then there's, I'll just throw up an image so that it makes it easier to see. And so then I put like a little city in a snow globe. And I was gonna do like a traditional snow globe blaze. And then, but then I decided to do a hand. I figured that was cooler. So yeah, and I just put a little vignette to get rid of that negative space and focus in on the actual important part. There's like just a pile of drawings on my floor. And this isn't really a piece, but these are just facial sketches I did. I think I include these like all in one in a portfolio, just to show that, because a lot of my stuff is pretty like cartoony and like, you know, whatnot. So I just like to show that I'm capable of switching it up. Alright, now if you've been to my channel before, oh, I bent this frame. Alright, whatever. If you've been to my channel before, you've probably seen this. This is a drawing of Spider-Man I did digitally. If you guys are curious of the time lapse for this, I will leave a link in the description. I like it a lot. especially the angle. It was like a screen cap from like Sony Insomniac's new PlayStation game, which I loved and put way too many hours into. But yeah, it kind of feels unfinished. It kind of feels unfinished just because the city is nowhere to be seen. All right, something brand new. Oh, behind me, I have some Prisma colored pencils I got on sale, because God, those things are expensive. This is a poster I was working on for the new Spider-Man Far From Home movie. It's still a little bit in progress, but I feel it's done enough to show. So yeah, I think that comes out July 2nd, so this is my first time using, well, obviously I've used colored pencils before. I went to the 4th grade, but this is my first time like actually using them in art, and I love them. I wish I got into them sooner, so expect to see more stuff with colored pencil. Oh God, this one. So I have mixed feelings about this one, and so I like the skull. I like the paint. This is a painting, by the way. This is acrylic paint on like a really flat canvas. I like it, except for the ribbons of color, which just kind of look sloppy. I wanted, initially, what I think I should have done, and I probably still could do, I just don't want to put any more effort into this, because when you work on for something too long, you just kind of get exhausted of it, and you want to move on to something new. Maybe that's just me, but I don't think it is. Because I wanted to have this all white here, except for I wanted to like put blobs of paint and then like flip the painting upside down and like make it have like a dripping out of the skull effect. I don't know. But eventually I decided on this because negative space is a big no-no usually, unless you're intentionally going for it. And what I mean by negative space is like the whites in here, that like it's just space that isn't being utilized in the piece. So I did all these ribbons to try to avoid that, but at the same time I feel like it could have been better if I just left it white and did those single color. Last but definitely not least, because this is a drawing I did digitally that a lot of people, when I put up my art show at Ivy Day, it's like this little school event we have, this was probably the thing that I got the most praise for. So yeah, this was done digitally. I showed this off in my Should You Buy Astropad Studio video. This was like the drawing I was doing utilizing Astropad. I get it there. So this is just a random French model, I think. I just looked up woman face or like girl face, and yeah, I something, I don't know. I liked it. I drew her. So yeah, I drew this in tandem with the iPad and Procreate on Clip Studio. And yeah, I really like it. I kind of like let everything outside the face have less detail, and that was actually intentional for the first time. Usually I'll just leave stuff out because I forget or I get tired, but I wanted like the actual real detail and focus to be on her face and the hair and like the clothing and her chest is kind of secondary. So there's that. And that's it. That's pretty much everything I've done new. Obviously, I have a lot of work on this channel, from the Dragon Ball drawings and the Naruto drawings, but that's stuff that is kind of more traditional. But yeah, so anyway, that's gonna be it. That is everything I've drawn probably in the past year, excluding anything else you've seen on the channel. So yeah, I think there's been some definite improvement, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I think now that I've gotten colored pencils and I've become even more familiar with digital, I have a good year in the bag using digital media. I feel like I can start to go outside my comfort zone a little bit more and really try and make some cool stuff. So yeah, expect to see that on here. We got a new setup. I don't know if you could tell. I got a camera, mic, some lights. I need to get it anyway, but I'm excited. I'm excited to make more videos now because I took a little bit of a break. Anyway guys, that's gonna do it for me, and I'll see you in the next one.